What's up, guys? It's your boy Moon back with another weekly prediction video. So right now, throughout 3 weeks, we have a record of 26 and 19, also adding in the 2 games. So we're at 28 and 19 through 3 weeks of the season. So that's not bad at all. Let's go look at week 3 real quick before we get into our week 4 predictions. So it looks like we got a lot incorrect in a row, a lot correct in a row. So it looks like we're staying pretty consistent. We're getting some wrong, but it's all good. It's just predictions. So now let's get started into week 4. So now we got the Colts at 1-2 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So this is in Jacksonville. The Jaguars are 0-3. They can't seem to find a defense to hold, and their offense is really struggling against the Colts, who pulled out a thriller in San Diego last week. So looking at the Jags and looking at their offense still stumbling, the Colts with a beat up secondary. I think the Jags finally get a win if they can put some pressure on Andrew Luck. This game is in London, so this will be 7:30 my time, and it's going to be a very early game, but I think the Jaguars find a way to win this game. So up next, we got the Bills at 1-2 against the Patriots, who are 3-0. So the Patriots unexpectedly being 3-0 against Rex Ryan and that horrendous defense, which came out pretty well against the Cardinals in a shocking upset. So this game is in Foxborough. Rex Ryan prank calling Edelman, thinking he's going to be quarterback for next week. And he said, we're coming after everyone, even if Bill Belichick's playing quarterback, which ironically he is playing Bill Belichick. But I don't think he's going to be able to match up against Bill Belichick and that Patriots, and 87% of the people agree with that. He hasn't been able to do that since he was a Jets coach, and certainly when he wasn't a Bills coach either. So now we got the Browns at 0-3 against the Redskins at 1-2. This would have been a good revenge game for RG3. It was in Washington. He could have went back and sticked it to Kirk Cousins, but since he's not playing and the Browns are always going in the wrong direction, even 3 weeks in, the Redskins should be able to get an easy win with that defense shutting them down. And that secondary with Josh Norman just eating up the Browns because they really don't have anyone in that wide receiving core because Josh Gordon, if you haven't heard, is in rehab right now. So now we've got the Titans and the Texans. So Marcus Mariota against Brock Osweiler and the Texans, who got shut out last Thursday night in a disappointing loss to the Patriots. So now the Titans trying to find some footing under them against Brock Osweiler, who's trying to forget about that blowout loss. It's in Houston, but I think Marcus Mariota will find a way to go in there and get a win against the Texans. So I'm taking the Titans in that upset. It's a big upset. 16% are only counting the Titans. So now we got the Seahawks against the Jets. The 2-1 Seahawks, they got to find a way to protect Russell Wilson and give him some time. Hopefully, Doug Baldwin could eat up Darrelle Revis and find a way to exploit that defense. But it's in New York. Seattle finds ways to struggle on the road. I think the Jets get this win, even though that's another upset. So we got back-to-back upsets. So now we got the Lions and the Bears. The Bears got really no one to help them out. Jay Cutler is just straight trash. Even a backup quarterback would be an improvement against Matthew Stafford and the Lions with Marvin Jones Sr. blowing up the fantasy waves with 38 points on ESPN. So I'm picking the Lions to get an easy win there. So now this is a highly anticipated game. So now we got the Panthers against the Falcons. The Falcons always find ways to play the Panthers tough. They ended their streak last year, and I think they're going to be able to win this game too because Cam Newton is getting hit too much. He's making too many mistakes, and the special teams was not good last week. Their defense, I don't think they'll be able to contain Julio Jones because their secondary isn't good enough for Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu or to stop the run. I'm picking the Falcons to easily take this game. So now we got the Raiders against the Ravens. Who would have thought the Ravens would be 3-0? So we got the Raiders going into Baltimore, having to find a way to get a win because Baltimore is always going to be a tough place to win. They got their confidence back. I think the Raiders don't find a way to win this game because of the physicality that Baltimore has on defense. I think the Ravens easily get this win. And now we got the Broncos against the Buccaneers. So we got Jameis Winston, Mike Evans, Chris Sims III against that Broncos defense with Trevor Siemian as the quarterback who scored 4 touchdowns last week, hitting Emmanuel Sanders for 2, Demaryius Thomas for 1, and a tight end for 1. So now we got the Broncos going into Tampa Bay to go find a way to go get a win to improve to 4-0. 93% of the users agree with that. I don't think Jameis Winston will be able to take the pressure that the Denver defense will be giving him. That run game will have to be really good for them to find a way to pull it out. So now we got the Cowboys against the Niners. I think the Cowboys with Dak Prescott, they're just going to keep riding with them. They're going to easily run over the 49ers because their quarterback play has not been good from Blaine Gabbert. And now we got the Rams against the Cardinals, another good divisional game. The Rams and Cardinals always playing each other tough. I think the Rams find a way to go in there with that defense and get a win in Arizona. Arizona's been struggling with the 49ers, with the Buffalo Bills. Arizona been struggling even with the Patriots, so I don't think they'll be able to match up against the Rams. The Rams defense is one of the top tier ones in this league, at least top 15, the top of the half of this league. So I don't think the Cardinals will be able to win that game. So now we got the Saints against the Chargers. I think that Phillip Rivers, the fantasy monster himself, with Kelvin Benjamin, I think he'll be able to put up a lot of points. I think that Phillip Rivers is going to easily get a win. They're going to dot up that secondary because that secondary is all beat up. They have no one being able to cover anyone on that Chargers team. So now we got the Chiefs and the Steelers, a really good Sunday night football one. So now we got the Chiefs and Alex Smith, Travis Kelce, and then Charkandrick West against the Steelers, who laid a big fat egg against Philadelphia, losing 34-3. Can Ben put up some points against this Chiefs defense? Can Sean Smith and Marcus Peters shut down Antonio Brown and Marcus Wheaton? I don't know, but this is in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is one of the toughest places to win in this league. I'm taking the Steelers to easily beat the Chiefs. I think it's going to be maybe a score of 34-17. And now we got the Monday Night Showdown. Eli Manning, Odell Beckham, and that Giants defense against Minnesota Vikings, another team that should not be 3-0, but they found ways to win. They went into Carolina last week and flat out came back 10 down to win. The Giants finding a way to lose last week against the Redskins. So I think Eli Manning has to find a way to get back into his groove. He can't be throwing too many picks. He cost them that game. He made some tough throws. He made some really bad throws last week. But can the Vikings put some more pressure on them? Can they get turnovers like they did to Cam Newton last week? My answer is yes. It's at home in Minnesota. I'm picking the Vikings to win. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know about my predictions. Let me know if you guys have a bold prediction in the comment section below. This is your boy Moon signing out with his Week 4 predictions. Peace.
Good at 6'7". Your boy pulling up at the top of the key to give us a 2-point lead. So let's go. Kicks it out to the left side, going to the right side. Your boy in the corner trying to get out of his way to let him pull up again. In his face, not going to happen. So now they get the board. It's 2-0. We got to clamp up. He pulling.